Good morning. It is Sunday, May 18th, and we are making our way towards Harper's Ferry, but it sounds like everybody is kind of giving up on the idea of hiking another 25-mile day, which I have no problem with, because hiking another 25-mile day sounds miserable. Yesterday, by the end of the day, I was just ready to eat food and go to bed, but 25 miles is pretty miserable. Everything just hurts at the end of a 25-mile day. So that being said, I think we're gonna do like a 15 to the next shelter, and then that'll leave us about 9 for Harper's Ferry tomorrow morning. So that'll leave us a pretty easy, quick day for tomorrow morning. We'll get there pretty early, before noon. So that'll give us some time to hang out in town, get our picture taken at the ATC building, do all that good stuff. I may or may not end up sleeping in Harper's Ferry at one of the hostels, but we'll see. Free hands, and it sounds like the whole crew, Broadway, Moose, everybody's gonna catch back up. So we'll all have a big family reunion in Harper's Ferry, and then head out either Monday night or Tuesday morning. Sounds like a plan for right now, but plans change. Beautiful weather so far today. Still doing the Virginia roller coaster, but it really is no different than, say, Georgia or North Carolina, where the trail was straight up, straight down for a couple hundred miles. This is no worse or no better. Just very rocky. Alright, well, I will see you on trail. Oh, this is really cool. Hey, so it's about 1:30 now. Took lunch about noon. Saw Freehand sitting on a rock, so we all ended up just stopping there for lunch, and we decided that we're just going to go to this shelter, which makes for about 15-mile day rather than 25. So we'll all just meet back up at this shelter, spend the night, and then go into Harper's Ferry tomorrow morning. Hang out in town for a little bit, eat some town food, resupply, and then make our way back on trail probably tomorrow night. I don't think we'll want to spend money on a hostel if we don't have to. That is the current plan. See you in, or at the campsite, at the shelter. Good morning. It is Monday, May 18th. Good morning. Monday, May 19th. And just leaving the little trail center that we slept at last night. Basically just a big house with a caretaker who gave us some trail magic, sodas and hot dogs. And we slept out on the porch, met up with Freehands yesterday. That was cool. Obviously did not make it all the way into Harper's Ferry yesterday. Didn't even make it to the shelter outside of it. We ended up doing like an 11-mile day to this little trail center. Made for a pretty easy day yesterday. I think it was like 12 miles. But that leaves us about another 12 miles into town this morning. So it's about 6:15 right now. Making my way back uphill to the trail and hoping to get to Harper's Ferry before noon. so I can eat some town food, get my picture taken at the ATC building. Ugh. And yeah, gonna have to resupply at a Wise, but I need to find a shuttle there first. So we'll see when we get to town. If I don't get that all done today, I'll just probably grab a hostel in Harper's Ferry tonight. That's the current plan. We'll see. See you on trail. Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 20th. Waking up in Harper's Ferry, making my way back to the Appalachian Trail Conservancy to restart where I left off on the trail. So I'm gonna walk back up here, make a right turn onto the road, and then that'll take me back to the Appalachian Trail. Planning on doing about a 19-mile day on trail. That'll bring me to a campsite. Apparently has showers and outlets and stuff like that, but the comments on Far Out are a little wishy-washy on whether or not any of this stuff is working. But it doesn't really matter a whole lot since we already got laundry done last night and all that good stuff. So just gonna head to this campsite and we'll see what it's all about when we get there. But the tramley is back in full form. We got Free Hands, Broadway Moose, Critter, Diva, and myself all back together again, which is super cool. And there's the Appalachian Trail Conservancy again. But I don't have to go there this morning. I'm just gonna keep pushing to the trail. And I will see you on trail. So Harper's Ferry is a really cool little historic timestamp. It's still got all these old businesses and old buildings that they've left unoccupied so that they serve as little museums. So this is an old something or other. I can't quickly discern what this is for, but there's like an old boarding house here. And an old store, but just a really cool little town that has kept a lot of the buildings the same as what they were all the way in the late 1700s, early 1800s. Super cool. And this is also the site of John Brown's I don't know, attack on the town, I guess you would say, but he was just trying to free the slaves that were occupied here. And so he took over the armory, stole a bunch of guns, gave them to the slaves, and they were trying to fight the Confederates that were here. Pretty neat little history. Officially leaving Harper's Ferry, walking over the Potomac River right now. So this is where the Potomac River and the Shenandoah River, I believe, run together. And it's a pretty epic little spot. Pretty cool little railroad bridge that goes across here. And I'm hoping that I go underneath this tunnel, but somehow I doubt it. I thought it was pretty early for chicken of the woods, but there she be. Fresh and ready to go. A little buggy, but that's no big deal. Hell yeah. Hey. Had lunch about 1 o'clock. It's about 4 o'clock now. Got about half a mile to the shelter where I'll hang out and spend the night. It's supposed to rain tonight. And all day tomorrow. Which is kind of a bummer, but we're getting used to it now. As long as I'm able to sleep in a shelter tonight and tomorrow, I don't have to get any of my tent stuff wet, which is really the thing that you want to keep most dry. So, regardless, no big deal, even if I have to get my tent wet. It's all good. I did find some chicken of the woods mushrooms, so that's super cool. First time of the year. Thought it would be a little too early for chicken of the woods, but love to see it anyway. Yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 21st. About 7 in the morning. Just left Rocky Run Shelter. Making my way through Maryland. It's only about a 40-some mile section through Maryland. So I will be in Maryland all day today, and then I will be entering Pennsylvania sometime tomorrow, which is super exciting. Pretty wet day today. It's supposed to rain for the majority of the day. The break coming sometime shortly, between like 9 a.m. and 2. That's at least what the forecast says, but we'll see what it does. Got about a 20-mile day planned to Raven Rock, I think it's called, Raven Rock Shelter. There's a campground coming up with a roof and a spigot and some picnic tables. So I might hang out there for a little while, see what the rain does. But for now, just making my way along trail. Maryland is one of the flattest states on the Appalachian Trail, so it should make for a pretty easy day, terrain-wise, but hopefully the trail's not soaking wet. So far, so good though. See you on trail. It's about 12:30 now. Rain ended up not getting too bad, which is nice. Stopped for lunch probably about a half hour ago and continue my way through Maryland. It's been a pretty cruisy trail, but now it's getting pretty rocky. Maryland's been pretty cool because of all the old Civil War history, and that Washington Monument was really cool. But yeah, just the old history of the area has been really neat to see. But yeah, got about 10 more miles-ish. Probably be there in about 3 hours. And so I'll be at the shelter by like 2:30, 3 o'clock. But that should be fine, because it is supposed to rain again later on. But for now, just gonna keep on keeping on. And I will see you later. It's about 4 o'clock now. Getting into camp a little bit later than I anticipated, but that's okay. Still well before the rain is going to start back up. Got about probably 0.1, maybe 0.2 to the shelter. The rain has held off for the most part all day. Trail has been nice and cruisy. And again, it was just cool to see some monuments. Go through some old battlefields. Pretty cool. But for now, I'm gonna go back to the shelter, eat some food, go to bed, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning. Another wet day on the Appalachian Trail. It is Thursday, May 22nd. And making our way to a shelter about 20 miles away from here. Seems to be the average daily goal is about 20 miles. There is a little campground coming up shortly that I'm going to stop at, get some water. Yeah, it's about 9:15 now. Left the shelter about 8:30. And like I said, it's getting pretty wet out here. I left my bag cover at the shelter, but luckily Broadway's gonna pick it up for me, so that's nice of her. But yeah, making my way to the campground for right now, and then probably make a 20-mile day to the next shelter. There is another little campground potentially stay at, but they only have campsites. So if it's raining, I'm sure everybody's going to want to head to the shelter. But if not, I think for $5 you get sodas and a nice campsite, and they have a pool there to play, a bunch of games and stuff. So maybe I can talk people into doing that, but we'll see. For now, I will see you on trail. Hey, it's about 1:30 now. Just took a lunch about 20 minutes ago. Officially entered Pennsylvania, so I have officially walked back home. That's super exciting. It already kind of feels more like home than the rest of the trail did. These feel like Pennsylvania woods. Got about 8 more miles until we hit that South Mountain campground, where there's a little restaurant there, and you can buy a campsite for like $5. And so I guess we're gonna go there. I convinced Moose, Broadway, and Critter at least to go there, and then we'll probably make our way back to the shelter, which is about a mile and a half up the trail from there. Should be able to find a ride back to the trail, but we'll probably have to walk to the restaurant ourselves. No big deal. Burgers are always worth it. And if we get caught up there, we can always just spend the night at the campground for $5. It's a little wet, so that wouldn't be super ideal, but again, if we get caught up, then that's an option. For now, I'll see you back on trail, and I'll show you what the burger looks like, if I remember to. Hey, good morning. It is Friday, May 23rd, almost 10 o'clock in the morning, so a very late start. But we went to that South Mountain Hotel. It was a little bar and restaurant. And then from there, we ended up catching a ride to a little hostel at a church. And that was super nice. The room that they gave us was like an old freezer, so it was very insulated from sounds and temperatures, and it felt like a little cave. And I slept till almost 8 o'clock. So that felt super good, much needed rest. But ready to get back on the trail. Got about a 17-mile day to the shelter that we wanted to get to, which will be about right at the halfway point, but about 5 miles from Pine Grove Furnace. So we'll wake up tomorrow morning and try for the half-gallon challenge. Super exciting. Halfway point almost reached. Beautiful day. Looks like the weather's gonna hold off for the most part. We may get a little bit of rain, but no big deal. Should be a nice cruisy day on trail. We're at a point of very little elevation and descent, so it's been a nice, easy walk for the last few days, besides the rain. But for now, I'll see you on trail. Hey, it's about 2:30 now. We just hit the halfway point. 1,098 miles. Pretty significant. I got about 3 more miles to the shelter, so I should be there around 3:30-ish. Pretty crazy though. Pretty crazy to be at the halfway point. Feels like it's all downhill from here. We'll start chipping at the other half of this trail. I am starting to make plans as far as meeting up with people in Pennsylvania and how that's all going to work out. But we know how plans are pretty tricky out here. So I won't even go into it. There's no point, because most likely it's going to change. But just working out some numbers in my head right now. I would like to hike with my dog for a day or two, but that requires my parents coming to meet me on trail at least twice in 1 week, which might not be a huge deal, but I'll have to talk to them. Either way, super cool. Very excited to be at the halfway point. I'll see you guys at the shelter. Good morning. It's Saturday, May 24th. Making my way down to Pine Grove Furnace State Park, where they have the general store there. that sells the ice cream for the half-gallon challenge. So, before I leave you off, I technically crossed the 1100 mile mark right before camp last night. So before I end this video, I figured I will do the transition at the ice cream challenge. So I'll start the ice cream challenge, but you won't know if I finished until next video. So I will see you down at Pine Grove Furnace. So we made it to the halfway point. I'm gonna go eat a tub of ice cream, and I will see you in the next video. Made it to halfway.